Today, we'll be finding out who wins in a fight between the Upper Moon 3 demon Akaza from Demon Slayer and Toji Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen. These two characters are very similar due to their style of close combat, martial arts, and aggressive fighting. The main question for Toji here is whether he can kill Akaza before the demon learns Toji's rhythm or runs out of stamina. So, we're going to cover the important physical stats instead of each character because the two are ultimately very similar in some ways. So in this video we're going to discuss physical strength, speed, skill, stamina, and also the relevant hacks and weapons. Starting off with physical strength, I'm going to give it to Toji, but it is close. His heavenly restriction gives him immense physical stats incomparable to other characters in the verse. His feats include smacking up Dagon, a special great disaster curse, while wielding Playful Cloud. This is important because the curse tool amplifies output based on physical strength as well as cursed energy, which Toji doesn't have. He was also dominating and overwhelming both Teen Gojo and Geto, and even though Gojo was slightly handicapped before entering this fight, they were still two of the strongest sorcerers in the world at the time and were ragdolled by Toji. This, as well as being able to throw heavy objects and smash through buildings, makes Toji a force to be reckoned with. However, Akaza is not weak by any strength standard. Against Giyu in the Infinity Castle, their exchanges destroyed parts of the surrounding environment such as the walls and floors. Akaza also has ranged shockwaves, meaning the force from his blows are strong enough to be an attack itself. But Toji's demolition of Dagon combined with his throwing and overpowering causes him to have better strength scaling, while Akaza is more destructive. Moving on to speed, it's closer than something, but in my opinion it's still Toji definitely. He perception blitzed Teen Gojo, Dagon, and Megumi, and Maki, who reached a similar state to Toji's heavenly restriction, also reacted to curse Naoya, who was moving up to speeds of Mach 3, as well as Toji just reacting to Nua's lightning in the Shibuya incident. Akaza is also incredibly fast, keeping up and even playing with Hashira, including marked ones. He also reacts to different breathing forms and can use Compass Needle to help predict different attacks. The main conclusion here is that none of these characters are speed blitzing each other, however Toji has the slight edge. Now about skill, this measures their martial arts prowess, strategy, and weapon wielding. Now Akaza has spent more than a century practicing and mastering his martial arts after already being a beast before becoming a demon. He also uses his blood demon art to enhance his combat skill. However, Toji was a professional assassin who fought people stronger than him while finding and exploiting weaknesses. Toji is also extremely versatile using weapons, as shown in his hidden inventory fights when using the Soul Split Katana, the Inverted Spear of Heaven, and also Playful Cloud in the Shibuya incident. All this with immense precision and mastery. I honestly put these two equally because Akaza might have the slight edge in hand-to-hand and martial arts due to his experience in blood demon art, but Toji is shown to be more strategic while also being able to wield more weapons with top-tier skill. The last physical stat we'll be discussing today is their stamina, and it's clear there's one winner of this category. Toji, while being extremely dominant in physical stats, is also a human. He eventually tires even if it's after long periods. However, Akaza's demon nature allows him to fight all night without tiring and can regenerate endlessly, so this goes to Akaza. Now before we find out who actually wins, we're going to cover other important aspects of the fight. For example, Akaza's regeneration. This is arguably his largest advantage, as any damage Toji deals, such as severed limbs, broken bones, or destroyed organs, will be healed almost immediately. If Toji doesn't fight with a weapon that directly counters this, there's no possible way he could win this. However, Toji does have a large arsenal of cursed tools and other weapons. Both the Inverted Spear of Heaven and the Soul Split Katana are the only ways Toji can win. The Soul Split Katana attacks Akaza's soul and bypasses all physical resistance, so this means Toji does have a valid means to damage and potentially kill the demon, while the Inverted Spear of Heaven would shut off his equivalent to a cursed technique, the Blood Demon Art. So now that we've got that out of the way, the fight most likely goes with the two performing nearly equal. However, Toji's increased speed and strategy would give him a better early performance than Akaza, landing hits that would kill regular sorcerers and maybe getting a few Soul Split Katana hits in. However, Akaza's stamina, regeneration, and Compass Needle adaptation might sway the fight in slight favor of the demon, as Toji notices the increasing difficulty of the fight. However, one clean hit from the Soul Split Katana could deal heavy damage to Akaza, and the Inverted Spear of Heaven could be used as a method to open up Akaza for more soul damaging attacks. And since Toji is on a higher level of speed than Akaza, him landing severe hits to the demon seems almost inevitable. So in conclusion, Toji with his arsenal of weapons beats Akaza. They may have the same close combat and intense fighting style, but Toji's high speed and skill overrides the demon's regeneration and stamina. So yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.